Hi, I'm Tim and you're watching me on the Mr. Tim Tech YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the Reolink Argus PT security camera, and it's Wi-Fi and also solar panelled. So you don't need to run any cables back to your house. And we also get, of course, this, which is the Reolink Solar Panel 2. Now you can buy this Reolink Solar Panel 2 with the camera, so you can buy them both together, or you can just buy the camera on its own, or of course the solar panel on its own should you need an extra solar panel. So what we'll be doing is taking a look inside the box and we'll get it adopted into the Reolink app. And by the way, just to confirm, this is the Argus PT. Now PT means pan and tilt. So yes, it is motorized, so it actually rotates left and right, up and down with the lens, so you can actually move the camera to different positions, which is certainly a useful feature. So what we'll do is take a look inside the box, go through the specifications for both the solar panel 2 and of course the camera, and then we'll get it adopted into the Reolink app. And then in an upcoming video, what we'll be doing is I'll show you me installing it on my temporary wooden wall panel on my shed. Now if you've seen the previous video, then you'll know that I've already set up a wooden panel on my shed for testing purposes so that we can test out these cameras. So keep a lookout for that video coming up soon after this video. So we'll get right to it now and take a look inside the box. So here we are, and what I've done is taken everything out of the box to make it easier, and in the top of the box in this cardboard envelope we get the following, which is the Reolink 24-hour video surveillance stickers. So they provide a whole section of those in different languages, so you can use those if you so wish. We also get the operational instruction booklet. Now this is very comprehensive. It provides colour diagrams here with easy to follow instructions and in various languages as well. Now I've always found these operational instruction booklets easy to follow. We also have a label which is used as a mounting template, so you just stick this onto the wall or to the panel where you're mounting it, and it shows you the mounting for the screws, whether it being on the ceiling or wall. So you can actually ceiling mount this camera if you so wish. So we also get this, which is the UK PSTI Statement of Compliance, and we also get this, which is the EU Declaration of Conformity. So in the top of the box, under the envelope here, we get this, which is the foam insert card, and it has the antenna. So it does actually have an external antenna, which will actually improve the signal. So it is actually Wi-Fi, so it should improve the Wi-Fi signal. Now to angle this, you can actually angle the antenna 90 degrees, so it will actually rotate 90 degrees, as you'll see. And on the end there is a threaded nut which screws on to the camera itself, and this is similar to, for example, a cable TV connector or satellite TV connector. Also in the box we get this, which is a strap for mounting it. So should you wish to pole mount it, then you would use this strap. We get a USB-C to A cable included. Now, when I received this camera, it was actually 44% charge on the battery. So they do recommend fully charging these before you actually install them. So what I did was use this USB-C to A cable in conjunction with a 2 amp USB charger, which I already have and which is not supplied. But I did actually use my 2 amp charger in conjunction with this cable to fully charge this 100%, which is what they recommend before installing these, so that the battery is fully charged before installation, so that you have plenty of battery charge on it while you're installing it and lining up the camera and so on. So we also get a packet of wall plugs and screws, and also a factory reset button key, and also an Allen key in the bag as well. Now the Allen key is used for the top of this for mounting the bracket. So you'll see there's actually a recessed hole with a rubber cover over it, and that uses the Allen key in that screw, the other side, to actually tighten it up onto the camera like so. So the camera itself It has quite a bit of weight to it, so it feels really solidly built, and I think it's made of metal and ABS, so it feels really well constructed. On the top or the base, whichever, if it's the base when you're standing it like this, however it will be the top once you're installing it. It has the recessed screw, a QR code and information about the model number and what the product is. Moving around to the side, we have the slot there, or the connector for the external antenna, which just threads on like so, and then you would angle the antenna like so, however you wish. So moving round where the antenna is, we've got the serial number, and we've got a little label which I cannot read without my glasses on, but it's just the information about the camera itself. Then we have the Reolink logo, and it does actually say 4K next to this. So this is actually a 4K Ultra HD camera, and it's rated at 8 megapixels. So moving round to the side, which is to the right of the antenna connector there, we have another recessed cover, and here is the USB connector. So that is used to connect the solar panel to, or for charging it before installation. So round from the side of the lens, we have another recessed cover, and here we have a slider button, and this is the power switch. So you just slide the switch on and off to turn the camera on and off. So moving round, there's two sort of circles here, which I think are underneath, which are not user accessible, but they are for the motor for the actual lens itself, which I believe are under these two covers either side. There is actually a speaker and microphone here. So there is actually just a small grill there where you can see, hopefully see this on camera, where the speaker and microphone are. So the lens itself will actually rotate, so it is actually motorized. So it will actually go round as well as sort of backwards and forwards, or up down, whichever you like to refer to it as. There is also another recessed cover on the lens. There is the micro SD card slot. Now this will take up to 512 gigabytes of micro SD card storage. Then on the other side we have the lens itself, which is protected by a plastic or static label, so it is actually attracted by static, and that just protects the lens and the sensors around that. So there are actually PIR sensors around the lens, and there are spotlights as well, so there's LED spotlights. Now it does actually have colour night vision, so it's full colour night vision on this as well, which is what Reolink do a very good job of on a lot of their cameras. So that's basically the Argus Ultra PT, which is pan and tilt security camera. So what we'll do is take a quick look at the solar panel now, and here we are with the Reolink Solar Panel 2. So you get the usual mounting arm, which mounts to the back of the solar panel like so. So you can angle it as well, so it is actually movable. You can actually angle the end of the arm, so you can angle the solar panel towards the sun. So you get the solar panel itself, a long cable, which is a USB-C connector, which goes straight into the back of the camera. So we also get a strap again, and a small bracket here, which is for pole mounting the solar panel too, should you wish to pole mount it, like with the camera itself. You get a bag of screws and wall plugs, which are used for mounting. You also get a foam insert, which goes into the back of the mounting panel like so, and it only fits in one way. This is to stop water ingress going in down from the wall, for example, into the actual bracket arm there. So that's what that foam insert is for. You also get the usual booklet, or envelope rather, and inside there you get the operational instruction booklet, as you would with the camera, declaration of conformity, and you also get the mounting template as well, and also the UK PSTI statement of compliance. So onto the specifications. We get the image sensor, which is a 1/2.7 inch CMOS sensor. The video resolution is 3840 by 2160, and that's rated at 8 megapixels and 15 frames per second. The video compression is H.265. It has a fixed lens, however the field of view is for horizontally, so side to side is 90 degrees, vertically up and down is 47 degrees, and diagonally is 110 degrees. The infrared night vision is detectable up to 10 meters, which is 33 feet. So it does actually have two LEDs and they're rated at 1.2 watts, 850 nm. Does support colour night vision, so it has two spotlights on it and they rated at 2.4 watts, which is 6500K. It has two-way audio, as I've said, so the two-way audio is with the little speaker and microphone which is built into the grille there. It does actually support smart alarm, so PIR detection, human detection, vehicle detection and pet detection. Instant email alerts and push notifications. For pan and tilt, it can pan 355 degrees and for the tilt is 140 degrees. So the pan is the rotation of the actual camera itself, like so, and then the tilt of the lens is 140 degrees, like so. It does actually operate on the 2.4 gigahertz as well as 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so you don't need to run any cables from this back to your house or property. The wireless standard is IEEE 802.1A, B, G and N. The wireless security it supports is WPA and WPA2. The battery inside of this is 21.6 watt hours and it's rechargeable, of course. The charge of battery varies depending on settings. So if you've got it motorized and it's moving a lot, then obviously it's going to run the battery down quicker. But of course you have the solar panel too to keep it recharged. Now it also supports cloud storage, so you can actually use the Reolink Cloud, but it's only available in selected countries, and of course I think there are some certain charges for that, but you'll have to look into that yourself. But I would just recommend using a micro SD card and store all the data locally, and then you're not linking back to the cloud at all. It does actually support for smart home, Google Assistant, Alexa, and it can also integrate with Home Assistant. The operating temperature is between -10 and 55 degrees Celsius. The IP weather rating is IP64. The size of this is 98 by 122 millimeters, and the weight, including the battery inside of this, is 481 grams. It does actually support a 2-year limited warranty with this. So as for the solar panel 2, again, it has a 2-year limited warranty with it. This is actually max voltage 6 volts, maximum power 5.8 watts. So what we'll do is get this powered up and adopted into the Reolink app, which I'll show you right now. And also, just to confirm, Reolink are having a Prime Day sale, which they often do. So if you're watching this video between the 1st of July and the 11th of July 2025, then take a look on Amazon or the Reolink website and you'll find this on sale, and you'll probably find it between 24% and 29% discount. Now some products are actually up to 50% discount. So we'll get this adopted into the Reolink app right now. So what we're going to do is add it into the Reolink app, which I've got on my computer screen from my mobile phone in a moment. However, we'll just take the plastic cover off the lens, put that to one side and keep it for future use. So I've already inserted a micro SD card into the slot here. So what we'll do is power the camera on. So just slide the rocker switch there, put the cover back on, and then you'll see that the camera is calibrating itself. This just takes a few seconds, so we'll just wait for this to finish calibrating, and you'll probably hear that the motor is making a few quiet noises. Now that we've got it calibrated, what we'll do is add it into the app. So to do this, what you can either do is scan the QR code, which is on the base of the unit, or you can actually type in the number, which is just below the QR code. So what I'm going to do is go to the app now. As you'll see on screen now, we've got the app open, and what we're going to do is click on Add New Device. So I've already opened up the Reolink app. As you'll see, I'm on the Home tab here at the bottom, and we'll click add new device, and then it can either scan the QR code. So what we'll do is select manual input, and then we'll type in or paste in the number. So we've got the input UID. So what we'll do is just copy and paste the number in there, and then select next. And it will say select your network connection. So we'll configure Wi-Fi by scanning the QR code. So it's saying please make sure your device is powered and turned on.
Welcome to Reolink. Please install Reolink App and scan the QR code on the camera.
Heard the voice prompt, we can click next.
Veuillez installer l'application Reolink
and then
et scanner le code QR sur la caméra.
Allow access to the device location.
Si prega di installare l'app Reolink e scansionare il codice QR sulla telecamera.
Enable location service. So now what we'll do is select the Wi-Fi network and put in the Wi-Fi password. And then once we've typed in the password, select next. And then it's asking us to scan the QR code with the camera lens. So what we'll do is point the camera lens at the QR code on the computer screen. And then we heard the beep, and you can hear it's connecting. So we've heard the beep, so we can click next. We've heard the voice prompt.
Connection to the router succeeded.
It's now initializing the device. So it is actually calibrating the device, as you'll see, with the motors running circular, and also the lens is rotating. So while we're waiting for that to calibrate, what we'll do is give the device a password. So we'll create a password to access the camera, and then select the tick icon. Legal login, lockout. So what this will do is after a series of failed attempts within 3 minutes, it will then temporarily lock you out. So we'll leave that enabled, click next, and then what we'll do is give the device a name. So we'll call it Argus PT, and then select the tick, select next, and then it's asking you about information camera should avoid. So point to frequently moving objects, point to strong light, close a strong signal, or close to strong signal interference, or point to heat sources, or of course point to a mirror. So we'll click next. UK statement of compliance, we'll just click on I got it. Initialization as complete. So what it's asking us to do is we can save the QR code on the device to the album on the mobile phone, so that we can scan the QR code if needed to repair the device in future. So it saves having to access the camera up on the wall. So we'll just save the QR code, click finish. Then you'll see we've got the Argus PT connected. So now that we've adopted it, we can then take a quick look at the options. So as you'll see, we've got the live stream, which is actually upside down at the moment. Now the reason for this is because the camera, as you'll just have seen when it was calibrating, is stood upside down on my desk. So if I turn the camera, you'll see that we've now got the picture the correct way or thereabouts. So we've got audio, so we can, that's disabled by default. We've got the pause button, so we can pause, take a snapshot. We can also record and set the picture quality. At the moment it's set to fluent, which is low quality bitrate. We can select balanced or clear. So clear is the high picture bitrate. So we can then click this other icon, which is to zoom the picture, as you'll see. So we've now got it full screen. So what we'll do is just go back, put the camera back on my desk, and then we'll go through. So we've got the talk option, so you can talk directly. So there's two-way audio. We can take a clip, or we can use the PTZ. So PTZ is the motorized function. So as you'll see, it's now moving the camera lens left to right using these navigational controls here, and up and down. So this is the actual lens ball moving at the moment. And then if you use it up and down, it actually moves the motorized lens. If you move it left to right, it actually moves the lens casing, so the actual camera casing itself. So there are actually functions. You can just drag the circle, various options to move it should you so wish, in various positions. Now if you want to go back to the center, you can click this icon. So that's a monitor point. So what you can do is select a monitor point. So you can select the current position as the monitor point, which we'll do. And then what you can do is select reset monitor point or return to monitor point. So for example, if we manually turn the lens and then we'll go to return to monitor point, and then what we can do is select return to monitor point, reset monitor point, or auto return to monitor point. So we'll just click out of that, and for PTZ we go back into it. You can also select preset points, so you can create those. So this is preset point, for example, number 1, and select confirm. And then what we can do is move the camera, for example, there towards the phone and my notebook. As you will see here, we can go into preset point, then click add, then select, for example, point number 2 and confirm. And then what we can do is just go click on point 1, and it will automatically move that point back to the default memory position that we've selected and stored. Then we can select number 2, and it will automatically go back to the phone and the notebook, as you'll see here. So you can create various preset points, and if we click on the 3 dots, you'll see we've got calibration. So you can, if you want to calibrate the camera itself, you can recalibrate it. And then there's various other options here. So you can go to settings, where it tells you the battery level, Wi-Fi network it's connected to. You can change the display, so flip vertical, horizontal. So if we flip it, you'll see now that the camera lens, although it's sat still on my desk, it's actually showing the picture the correct way up. So we can actually flip it horizontally as well. So now it looks as I would look at it. So the phone is on the left hand side of the desk for the stream. So you can actually set the stream resolution, frames per second, and so on. They are good cameras, really well built, solid, good picture quality as well. And I would certainly recommend them to anyone who wants a PT camera. So pan and tilt camera, I would certainly recommend these Reolink ones. So that'll do it for this video, and keep a lookout for the next video where I'll show you me installing this Reolink Argus PT Ultra on my shed wall. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll be back again soon with more videos. Bye for now.